The era of Francafrique is over. We are not the ones saying this. These are the words of French President Emmanuel Macron in March early this year. Immediately after he was elected into office, Macron visited Burkina Faso and declared that he is from a generation that does not come and tell Africa what to do. But the question remains, has France really stopped meddling in the affairs of Africa? Early this morning, the Gabonese military seized power from the newly elected President Ali Bongo, who won the elections that were held on the 26th of August with about 65% of the votes. The coup was led by Brice Clothaire Oligui Nguema, the commander-in-chief of the Gabonese Republican Guard, the country's most powerful security unit and cousin to Ali Bongo. The coup in Gabon follows coups in other Francophone African countries like Mali, Guinea, Chad, Niger, and Burkina Faso. The French government has been notorious for its neocolonial agenda in 14 African countries since after the Second World War. France is keeping a firm grip on many African countries through dictatorships because it is exploiting them to survive. After the coup in Niger, Macron was quick to react, saying that he won't tolerate any attack against France or its interest, and that Paris will retaliate immediately. But what really is the French interest that France wants to defend in Niger? Niger is the 7th biggest producer of uranium in the world. In 2022 alone, Niger exported 17,615 tons of uranium to France, which constitutes 20% of France's uranium requirement. Do you see why France wants to keep control of Niger? France has had 14 African countries under its controls since Charles de Gaulle started Francafrique, and the rest of the world is saying nothing about it. However, Russia and China's influence and interest in the African continent have pushed out many dictators in these Francophone African countries. Most of the leaders of these 14 countries were puppets of France who were put in place to work for the interest of France over the interest of Africans. Unfortunately for them, Africans are rising and taking control of their countries. Benin, Burkina Faso, Ivory Coast, Mali, Niger, Senegal, Togo, Cameroon, the Central African Republic, Chad, the Republic of Congo, Guinea-Bissau, Gabon, and Equatorial Guinea all have their currencies tied to the French Central Bank. These 14 countries must deposit 50% of their foreign reserves in the French Treasury. This means that 14% of Africa's population living in over 965,000 square miles of African land, which represents about 12% of Africa's GDP, have no financial sovereignty. The Italian Prime Minister even criticized France's parasitic influence in Africa in a video that went viral.
Emmanuel Macron ci ha definiti vomitevoli, cinici, irresponsabili. E qui la stampa italiana a dire, hai visto che ha detto Macron, che siamo irresponsabili. Vergogna. Irresponsabili Emmanuel Macron sono quelli che hanno bombardato la Libia perché gli dava fastidio che l'Italia avesse un rapporto privilegiato in campo energetico con Gheddafi, esponendoci al caos migrazione nel quale ci troviamo. Cinici Emmanuel Macron sono i francesi che mandano la gendarmerie a rispedire indietro qualunque immigrato tenti di passare il confine a Ventimiglia. Ma soprattutto, perché le cose vanno raccontate come si deve, vomitevole è chi... Buono, che lo vuoi tu? Ci hai mai tolto il pathos? Vomitevole è chi, come la Francia, continua a sfruttare l'Africa stampando moneta per 14 nazioni africane sulle quali applica il signoraggio, facendo lavorare bambini nelle miniere, estraendo materie prime come accade in Niger, dove la Francia estrae il 30% dell'uranio che gli serve a far camminare le centrali nucleari e il 90% dei nigerini vive senza elettricità. Non ci venire a fare lezioni, Macron, perché l'Africa scappa da voi e la soluzione non è spostare gli africani in Europa, è liberare l'Africa da certi europei. non accettiamo lezioni. Chiaro?
Consider this. 27 coups have taken place in sub-Saharan Africa since 1990, and 78% of them have been in Francophone Africa and were because of neocolonialist French policies. Ali Bongo and his father, Omar Bongo, ruled Gabon for almost a century as Ali was about to start his third term in power before he was welcomed with a coup. Just like in Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso, France has condemned the coup in Gabon, stating that the results of the elections held on August 26 be respected. There's no doubt that the coups in these countries will make other dictators and French puppets in Africa like Paul Biya of Cameroon and Teodoro Obiang Nguema of Equatorial Guinea cautious and scared. In fact, Cameroon's presidential elections are to be held in 2025. Many Africans believe that a similar coup will take place in the country, while some believe that Paul Biya is untouchable. What do you think of the recent coups in French-speaking African countries? Should these countries even be referred to as Francophone or Anglophone Africa? Let us know in the comments below. Also, subscribe to The New Tourist and share this video. Thank you for watching and see you in our next video that talks about the coup in Gabon.